Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. We're talking about Nehemiah, a man who turned a broken situation into a powerful comeback. His story proves that with clear vision, the right plan, and faith in action, you can achieve anything. Let's see how he did it. Nehemiah was a Jewish man serving as a cupbearer to King Artaxerxes of Persia, a trusted position close to the king. One day he received heartbreaking news that the walls of Jerusalem were broken down and its gates burned. This deeply moved him, and he prayed to God, asking for wisdom and favor to help rebuild his city. When the king noticed Nehemiah's sadness and asked why, Nehemiah boldly explained the situation. The king not only gave him permission to return to Jerusalem, but also provided letters of support and materials for the rebuilding. When Nehemiah arrived, he quietly inspected the ruins at night and created a plan. He then rallied the people to rebuild the wall. Though they faced opposition, threats, and discouragement, Nehemiah kept the people focused, prayed often, and organized them strategically, assigning families to build specific sections. In just 52 days, the wall was completed. Nehemiah's leadership, faith, and smart planning restored both the city's defenses and the people's confidence. All right, now that we've seen how Nehemiah's story unfolded, let's talk about some key lessons on working smart that we can learn from him. The first one is strategic planning and preparation. Thorough due diligence before action reduces risk and surprises. What Nehemiah did: he prayed, studied the situation, and formulated a concrete plan. He assessed scope, timelines, dependencies, and potential obstacles. Modern equivalents: conduct a situational analysis, SWOT stakeholders, risks. Create a phased plan with milestones, resource needs, and a clear end state. Practical questions to apply. What is the problem's true scope? What would done look like? What are the critical path tasks and potential blockers? Which risks require early mitigation rather than later fix? Two, using influence and negotiation effectively. Influence isn't manipulation, it's aligning interests and securing essential support. What Nehemiah did: he sought official permission, safe passage letters, and material resources before setting out. He leveraged his access to authority to legitimize and accelerate the project. Modern equivalents: map decision makers, sponsors, and gatekeepers understand their incentives. Prepare a concise business case that ties the project to strategic goals and risk reduction. Use formal authority and informal influence to unlock resources ethically. Practical questions to apply. Who needs to approve what for you to proceed, and what will they gain? What assurances or safeguards would make stakeholders comfortable? How can you demonstrate accountability and responsible stewardship of funds? Three, organizing and mobilizing the community. Scale impact through structured teamwork and clear roles. What Nehemiah did: he divided the wall into sections and assigned teams to each segment. He delegated responsibilities, set expectations, and kept morale high. Modern equivalents: break a project into work streams with owners, timelines, and dependencies. Establish reporting cadences, decision rights, and cross-functional collaboration norms. Build a culture of accountability and mutual support. Practical questions to apply. Who is best suited for each role, and how will you measure progress? How can you foster collaboration across silos and prevent duplication? What incentives or recognition will sustain momentum? 4. Handling opposition wisely. Core idea: navigate threats with a balanced mix of defense, diplomacy, and morale. What Nehemiah did: he faced external threats with strategic defenses, guards, checkpoints, and internal unity. He refused to be distracted by smaller skirmishes and kept the larger goal in view. Modern equivalents: identify sources of risk, delays, politics, resistance, scope creep. Implement risk controls, contingency plans, and transparent communication. Build resilience, cross-train, secure critical allies, and maintain stakeholder trust. Practical questions to apply. What are the top 3 risks to timeline and quality, and how will you mitigate them? How can you address dissent without compromising core objectives? What early warning signals will trigger a risk-respond plan? 5. Persistence with focus. Sustained effort and a clear vision beat odds over time. What Nehemiah did: He maintained a singular focus on completing the wall and preserving the mission. He motivated workers and kept momentum despite setbacks. Modern equivalents. Build a vision statement, milestones, and a pulse on progress to stay aligned. Manage energy, cadence meetings, quick wins, and periodic checkpoints to prevent burnout. Develop resilience, anticipate setbacks, and re-energize the team with progress signals. Practical questions to apply. What keeps the team inspired when momentum slows? How will you adjust plans without abandoning the end goal? What metrics signal healthy progress versus warning signs? Modern work smart takeaways. Plan thoroughly, then act. Do a pre-mortem, map dependencies, and validate assumptions before committing. Leverage position and network. Cultivate sponsors, stakeholders, and allies who can unlock resources and remove roadblocks. Organize and delegate. Create clear work streams, owner accountability, and scalable processes. Empower others. Anticipate opposition. Identify credible threats early, design balanced responses, and use defensive and preventive measures. Stay focused and persistent. Align daily actions with a clear North Star. Celebrate milestones to maintain momentum. Practical framework you can use. Clarify and scope. Define the problem, goal, success criteria, and boundaries. Stakeholder map. Who has influence? Who benefits? Who resists? What do they want? Resource plan. What is needed? People, time, money, approvals. Who provides it? Execution map. Break into phases, assign owners, set milestones, and identify risks. Risk and defense. List top risks, trigger conditions, and mitigation steps. Add a contingency. Communication cadence. Regular updates with honesty about risks and progress. Keep trust high. Review and adapt. After each milestone, assess learning and adjust plan as needed. Quick reflections and questions for you. If you're leading a project, what is your current wall that needs rebuilding or strengthening? Who are your key sponsors and gatekeepers, and what do they care about most? What potential opposition could derail progress, and what early defenses can you put in place? How can you structure your team to maximize speed without sacrificing quality? And that's the story of Nehemiah, a perfect example of what it means to work smart. He prayed, planned, and acted with wisdom, and that's why he succeeded. I hope this inspires you to approach your goals with the same level of purpose and strategy. Remember, success doesn't just come from hard work, but from working smart with God's guidance. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on the post notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.